something that you're destined to repeat. You know it has to end, but you don't know where to start. You can pack your bag.
We welcome everybody to the Garden State. EA Sports coverage of the NFL finds us at MetLife Stadium in East Rutherford, New Jersey. Today, another Week 15 in the WFL, and we've got a good matchup in store. As will be the Washington Commanders taking on the New York Giants. On the visiting sideline, their head coach. These guys victorious a week ago, trying to make it 2 in a row here. On the other side, the head coach of the home team. His guys stuck in a bit of a losing streak right now, hoping the home fans can help them get out of this slump. Here's the kicker, Jake Bates, ready to get this one started. And off we go from MetLife Stadium. And good coverage there on special teams as they're getting down shy of the 20. So here are the Giants ready to start their initial drive of the game. They'll be led out by their quarterback, a first-round pick back in April's draft.
And there was a positive in last. Lost. No interceptions thrown by him. But he only threw 1 touchdown pass, and you know he wants that to improve. He might have considered that as part of the reason that they couldn't take the win last time out. I believe we'll see a more aggressive version of him this week than ever than in the end zone.
And work this forward for about 3 at second down. You talk about this Washington defense. They're going to need to be strong against the run in this one.
Now, if they could just get their pass defense in line, this unit would be really, really strong. And remember the conversation with the defensive coordinator? He wants them to rush the passer better. He wants to see the quarterback on the ground. They've got to create some sacks.
And he said it starts early in lifting. You see, all the Commanders are going to get there as he's taken down. Deron Payne in there to get him, and that is sack number 6 now for him on the year. He probably feels like he cannot get a break. He was sacked 7 times last week. And here we go again in the first quarter.
And we always talk about the internal clock of a quarterback in the pocket and how he has to have a real keen sense of it in order to get rid of the football. After being sacked 7 times last week, that clock has been sped up.
Pressure coming, and they got it once again. The defense coming through on 3rd down, a loss of 7 to bring up 4. Here's Jamie Gillen now, as his first punt will come from inside his own end zone. He punted 4 times in the loss last week as he gets this one away here. And he'll take it on this side of midfield. There's a punt, 42, 7 on the return. And Washington will have a short field here as they take over 1st and 10. So here's Washington now in excellent field position to start things out. And a look at a guy, definitely got a little razzle-dazzle to him. Can do it with his arm or his legs. Their mobile QB.
And he ought to have a lot of pep in his step after last week's performance because he did exactly as you want him to play if you're a coach. 3 touchdown passes, 0 interceptions, which usually means you're making a lot of right decisions out there.
Got him to win. So it's the big left tackle who gets tagged with a hold.
And sometimes you're actually executing the block well, and he starts to slip off of you, and instinctively you reach out and grab him. And when it's done like that, it's often seen by the official and called.
Daniels looking to throw. Now he'll take this and run. He's going to find his running back. It's complete. Without the previous penalty, that would have been a first down. Instead, it's just a gain of 10.
Just about every quarterback is trained to really look downfield first before you come back and make a nice, safe throw. And in this case, that's exactly what he did. Found his running back, let him create some space, and it turned out to be a nice play for the offense.
Ready! 70 Lions!
Now a first carry here for the running back. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. Only a yard in the pickup there, so it leaves them needing a conversion here on 3rd and a tough 9. They'll come to the line here needing 9 yards to pick up the first. Now Daniels. Under pressure. Saved back at the 46. Dexter Lewis in there to get him for a loss of 9 yards, and that also leads to 4th down. Here's Matt Araiza now. And back deep, Deontay Johnson. They only punted twice in the win last week as he gets this one away. And he was looking for the checkup bounce, didn't get it. That scoots all the way into the end zone now for a touchback. So the Giants getting the football back here for their second drive. Partner, just looking at some of the struggles they've had this season, the playoffs are not in their future. As they start to peer toward the offseason, what moves might they make?
I think the running back position, and I know we talk all the time about the NFL being a passing league, but the teams that run the ball effectively, they're the ones that go deep into the playoffs and go to the Super Bowl. Done great here. And you both know, in recent years in the league, people shied away from taking a runner early, but there's that special one there. I say they go get it.
20-yard line. Let's go.
Straight ahead, here's Tracy. Tackle, but then quickly brought down. A nice little gain. 9 yards, not quite enough, and they'll be left now with 3rd and 1. Well, this defense, Charles, really played well in that win a week ago.
But we certainly had a nice conversation with the defensive coordinator, didn't we? And what we heard, I like what we did, but we definitely didn't want to pressure on the quarterback this week.
Don't think he got there. No, they stopped him right where it all started. Only a few inches needed on the sneak. He didn't get it, and now it's 4th down. On is Jamie Gillen to punt this one away. 44 on his first punt, and this is a good kick as well. It's taken to the 26. It's a 43-yard punt, a return of 5. And the Commanders will take over with a 1st and 10. Now Washington going to retake the field for drive number 2. They currently sit 1 game over 500 thanks to their victory a week ago. But Charles, they've been really an up-and-down team all year. Do you think that they've had enough to get into the playoffs?
Well, you did mention they've been up and down over the years, so to me, it depends on what week you catch them. When they're at their best, I think they're definitely playoff worthy. But to me, they haven't been able to bring the intensity week in and week out, and that could be their Achilles heel.
Throwing now is Daniels. That's caught downfield. It's Lane. First connection there of the afternoon for those two, and it's good for a 1st down.
And as a quarterback, you always want to exploit gaps in the defense, and he finds one here. Crossing route, working from right to left across the field. And once you get defenders going in the wrong direction, it is awfully hard for them to pivot back, and you end up getting the 1st down.
Viking 18.
To throw is Daniels. And he's got his side in. It's Abuokuwege now. Another strong gain on the last 2 plays. They're moving a combined 33 yards.
I'm glad you got a kick out of that one, partner. You and I talk often about trying to hide receivers in certain situations, but a guy of his size can't really hide it. With the tight end drag route, definitely an effective way to sneak him across the formation for an easy completion and a 1st down.
Fix the Eagles.
Now it's J.C. and Ja'Cory Crosby there. And they're going to stop it right at the line of scrimmage. Just no cutback lane to be found whatsoever. 2nd and 10. You talk about this Giant defense. They come into this one down at the 27th position in the league, Charles, against the run.
One thing players always tell us is that they never really pay attention to numbers. I don't believe them for a second. They know where they rank, okay? They're not quite at the top, but they're far from the bottom. But let's face it, they want to move up. In order to do that, they got to look at each other and make sure everyone's taking care of their assignments in order to play the run better.
Holding offense.
So apparently some grabbing there in the middle of the O-line.
I often wonder why that doesn't happen more often for guys that play center. Having to snap the ball and then trying to get your hands into the proper position, that's difficult to do. He got caught that time.
Ready.
To the air goes Daniels. This throw incomplete, nearly picked off. And with his pedigree, he doesn't drop many of those. With third down coming up. Working out of the gun, Daniels. This one is incomplete. This defensive center played well so far in this game. The coverage has been tight on just about every throw. Forced a few here so far in this game, and now it brings up fourth down. Arises on to punt here as he gets this one away. And he couldn't get it to check up. That gets all the way to the end zone for a touchback. The New York set to take the field. We've seen both of these offenses still sort of in that figuring things out phase, but I suspect some action on the scoreboard soon as they start out here 1st and 10. Opens for Darius Slayton. And he'll get this one way up just shy of the 45-yard line. That one goes for 24 yards.
Certainly no settling into the drive there. They came right out on the first play and attacked the middle of the field for a big gainer and a first down.
Hey!
Play fake here on first down. That's to the left sideline and incomplete. And this passing game's whole offense really didn't show up in the loss last week, and it hasn't started all that great here either.
And they can't let that incompletion become an uh-oh moment. Like, oh boy, here we go again, just like last week. Each game is its own entity, treated as such.
They'll try again with the arm here on second down. And this one's going to go the wrong way. Losing yardage back in the 42. 2 yards the loss, and now 3rd and 12. This defense for the Commanders, they were quite formidable in the win over Philly a week ago.
It was a little bit enlightening talking with the defense coordinator about their performance last week, because the feeling was that it was a good, solid performance. They did what they needed to do to get the job done and get the win, but definitely a few lapses that they're looking to correct.
That's caught at the 25. And he's put it down after a very nice gain. They chopped that one up as a gain of 34 on third down.
First and 10 at the 24-yard line.
Cowboy 80. Ready.
They'll run on first down. It's Clark. And they'll get about 5 here, so take this down inside the 20-yard line.
At the 19-yard line.
Quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent game.
Second and 4.
Clock running under a minute to go in a scoreless first quarter.
Here we go. Here we go.
They'll keep it on the ground. It's Clark. And they'll bring him down at the 13-yard line. Another 6-yard carry, same as last play. First down.
The 13-yard line.
Bronco 80.
Looking to throw. Jimenez. So just 4 yards on the completion there. And second down. We're scoreless after one.
The Commanders' 9-yard line.
Ready to roll for the second quarter from MetLife Stadium. The Giants with the football as they've got it 2nd and 7.
Here we go. Start.
On second down, they'll run it here. 3 yards on the pickup. That's going to set up an interesting third and about 4 to go.
When a drive goes this long, you have to give a lot of credit to the guys up front, those big fellas, because the offensive line is putting something together that allows them to continue to control the ball. I know a lot of people think they get fatigued on a long drive. Actually, a lot of times the reverse
Let's go
happens.
now.
They actually get energized because they're controlling the ball and they're the ones dictating to the deep.
They will take it all in for a giant touchdown. His fourth touchdown on the year. And the Giants post the first points of the ball game as they take the lead here in this second quarter. Right down the middle. And that makes the score 7-0.
Commanders, nothing.
That time a 9-play drive. And it was finished off by a touchdown by the New York Giants. And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28. Commanders offense set to take over. They'll be looking to match that touchdown from a moment ago. 7-0 is the score as they begin with a first down.
Ready, go.
Here's Daniels. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
Ready,
Here's 2nd and 10.
Brings up 2nd and 10.
ready. Look at my team. Ready,
Back to throw. Daniels. This to McLaurin out on the left side. And he's going to be taken down with a marker on the field. So let's see about the call. So a decent game there on the play, but that all gets wiped out with a penalty.
Well, that's a setback, but all the good play callers, they just move on. They find something else in the playbook. They can attack this defense, and they go right back on the offensive on this play.
ready.
They go play action. Daniels. Now a run here off the RPO. He'll keep it. It's a short one here, complete to the tight end. And he'll get this up past the 25 before he's out of bounds. A gain of 8 there on the play. And that's going to lead to a 3rd and 12. Let's see what they have drawn up here. A little bit behind the line. 12 yards needed to gain a first down.
Rig alert, rig alert. Trap 60, trap 60. Ready,
From the gun on 3rd down. Daniels. He's going to fire one deep, middle of the field. And he's going to be taken down here with a penalty flag on the field. The penalties don't usually hurt as much as that one does.